These next few pieces that I'm going to do are a few days old, but they're important and I want to get to them because they kind of tie in with everything else that's going on in the Middle East right now. So Ukraine is still in this conflict with Slovakia and Hungary over the Druzhba pipeline. Zelensky has now said that they will restore flows through Druzhba within 6 weeks. So that's like May. And again, I mean, May in East Central Europe is pretty warm. You don't need as much natural gas, so you can kind of see where this is going. Ukrainian President Zelensky said that restoring transit via the Druzhba oil pipeline will take about a month and a half. He's still blaming the Russians for this. It is unclear if that is true. It also seems to be somewhat unclear if there was actually any damage or if the Ukrainians were just siphoning off gas again. The European Commission President and the European Council President have proposed technical and financial assistance to Ukraine in a letter dated from the 16th of March to help restore oil supplies to Hungary and Slovakia via the Druzhba pipeline. In response, the following day, Zelensky explained that the latest damage to the pipeline's infrastructure is quite serious and that the complete shutdown of one pumping station makes it impossible to maintain sufficient pressure in the pipeline to ensure safe transit. Again, it is unclear if this is actually true. I have seen nothing, if anyone wants to correct me on this, that this is even a thing. He described claims suggesting that Ukraine is deliberately blocking oil transit through Druzhba as unfounded. The president also assured EU leaders that Ukraine had begun working on an alternative technical solution immediately after the strike and that this work is nearing completion. Quote, "We expect that within approximately 1.5 months, the pumping station will restore the technical capability. This will ensure a full restoration of flows, of course, in the absence of any further attacks from Russia. Preliminary technical assessments indicate that the damaged oil tank cannot be restored. Ukraine is therefore considering constructing underground storage infrastructure as a longer-term and more sustainable solution," unquote. He continued, "Within this context, I welcome and accept the offer of the necessary technical support and funding to be able to conclude the repair work as well as to explore the longer-term sustainable solutions," he said, adding that he will instruct the head of Naftogaz, Ukraine's largest national oil and gas company, to liaise with the EU ambassador in Ukraine on the matter. Meanwhile, Zelensky noted that Ukraine could offer alternative transit routes for non-Russian oil to Central and Eastern European countries. I'm not really sure what that means. "I would also like to reiterate the importance of implementing the EU's decision to fully phase out imports of Russian oil under the initiative by the end of 2027. This would represent a decisive step towards strengthening the European Union's energy independence and eliminating vulnerabilities associated with Russia's use of energy as a weapon." He also raised the issue of EU decisions on the 90 billion, that's billion loan for Ukraine and the 20th package of sanctions against Russia needing to be unblocked. So that's that. Basically, the Hungarians are saying that, and I believe the Slovaks as well, are saying that the Zelensky is holding them hostage with this and that it's not real. And Zelensky had previously stated that restoring oil flows through the pipeline would be equivalent to lifting sanctions on Russia. And the next video is on the sanctions against Russia being lifted.